Yes, how did you prepare?
Ma'am, initially in class 11th, I focused more on PCM than CLAT, and I spent most of my time trying to get my concepts clear. So, since my focus was on PCM, so I could do well in school. And since I spent most of my time getting my concepts clear, because there isn't much that I can do in current affairs in class 11, because ultimately the exam has to be given in class 12th. So, like, I read my black books, I practiced questions, and I read the explanation to every answer so that I could get my, my thought process while solving
Yes.
a question in line with that, like recommended by the explanation. So
Yeah.
that helped me get a good accuracy, and perhaps that is the reason I could score well even after the shocker of a paper in ALET.
Yeah.
In class 12th, I focused on practicing more. In the last leg of my preparation, maybe the 2 months, I would give mocks on alternate days
Yes.
and analyze each and every one of them, because one of my seniors said a mock not analyzed is a mock wasted,
Yeah.
because there isn't any point in giving the mocks if you won't analyze it. So in class 11th, I prioritized school, and in class 12th, I prioritized CLAT.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that CLAT has been preponed to December. So now that I have secured a college, I have like 2 months to freely prepare for
Boards.
yes, ma'am.
So you're one of the very few people who are saying it's a good thing that CLAT has been preponed to December. But yes, maybe the reason why it was preponed
Yes, ma'am.
is this, and probably the CLAT committee will be happy to hear it.
And because initially when the exam was held in May, then the students didn't have any time to focus on either boards or
Boards,
CLAT, because
yeah.
during the times of board, their mind was engaged in like CLAT prep and stuff. And after boards, they only got about 1.5 months to prepare for
Barely.
CLAT.
Yeah. So tell me, what were your strong areas in or during the mocks, and were they your strong areas in the paper also?
Ma'am, initially, like I was strong in legal, because legal, I believe, is simpler than RC or CR.
Yes, that is true.
So initially, I was strong in legal and RC, and my CR was weak. But eventually, in the exam, I scored well in CR, even better than RC. My weakest subject was my weakest subject was GK, and I would be honest, I did not prepare much for GK, but thankfully, the questions that came in the CLAT exam, they were difficult enough that everyone ruined their GK section.
Yes.
So it eventually did not impact my rank.
Yeah.
So strongest was legal and RC, and weakest was GK, and CR
So
was
I
somewhere in the
remember,
middle.
towards the end, or rather a couple of months before the paper, I was tell all the students, make APTI strong. GK is nobody's.
Yes, ma'am.
So all those who spent hours and hours and hours in GK eventually realized that, it was even, and this happened even last year, if you see, with rank one Rishabh, who himself said the same thing. And since he also cracked the paper alongside his class 12, so he was also not the best in GK, which is
Yes, ma'am.
usually a weak area for class 12 students. How much can you handle? So again, his APTI score, just as your APTI score, which includes the 3 reading sections and
Ma'am, like
DI,
they form the base score, and whatever you do in GK would only improve your ranks.
just be an icing on the cake.
Yes,
and if GK comes the way it has come, it will not help people who are prepared it also, and then not impact the score of those who
Who
feel
haven't.
that they are a little underprepared.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what I have been saying over the last few months and even last year. APTI, you have to take it to whichever level it is possibly, meant to be taken to. So how did you then improve your critical reasoning? And since you said that initially it was an area of concern.
Ma'am, I first, I talked to my teachers, I talked to my mentors, that I analyzed my paper, and I told them that this is the type of question where I'm going wrong.
Yes.
So they advised me to once again go through the theory to get the concepts clear and practice. Like I gave lots of sectional tests. The most sectional tests that I gave was of CR.
Yeah.
Someone said that you are only as strong as your weakest link.
Yes.
So since CR was my weakest, so I made that strong so I could do well in.
So on your LMS, I think the maximum work done is
Critical
CR,
reasoning, yes,
and
ma'am.
rest is not
as much as
much.
CR.
And any other message for future aspirants?
I would just say that they need not take the mock score to their heart,
Yeah.
and neither should they let it get to their head. Like if you're
It's only a
scoring
representative score.
exactly of where you're currently standing,
Yeah.
and sometimes you do not get the perfect conditions.
Yeah.
So like one needs not get depressed. One need not get depressed after a bad mock score, and one shouldn't even get
Very excited.
very excited after getting a good mock score. Like about me, I didn't make it to the offline club batch, but that perhaps motivated me to work harder, and then I got into the online one, and it
Club
really
too.
was like
Yeah.
a morale boost for me. So just don't let your mock scores get to your head. Don't compare a lot. Like I would only check my rank in the rank list and not that of others. So that's it.
So, what about the two things that would make you recommend CLAT Possible to your juniors and future aspirants?
Man, first of all, the level of the mocks, like the mocks of CP are, I believe that they were one of the best. They were the best because they made us prepare for the worst possible scenario. Like I found the mocks to be more difficult than that of the CLAT paper.
Yes.
So I found that to be a good thing because I was prepared for the worst to happen, and
maybe that helped you with your alien paper,
Yes, ma'am.
which suddenly shifted colors.
So I didn't get like, because the mocks were so good, I didn't panic a lot because I knew ki if I was ruining the paper, everyone else ruined the paper.
Yeah.
So
It's always a relative thing.
and the second thing, the LMS system, because I can also practice once I have completed all my books, purple book, black book, and the variety of questions helped me a lot through LMS. So Parth, all the best for NLS and also
Thank
for
you,
your
ma'am.
upcoming boards.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll do well in your boards as well.
Thank you, ma'am.